Hey guys, CJ here for another video. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. It might be a short video. We've gone through various different things. We've gone through aliens, mainly spooky ones. This one's gonna be a little more on the funny side. It's gonna be completely fake news stories. I found this off www.theonion.com. These are the funniest, weirdest, made-up stories. With that, let's get into it.
The truth.
So as you guys saw into the intro, it's gonna be some weird, wacky things. Let's get straight into it. Chicago tapes saran wrap over the city borders to cut down the heating costs. Chicago telling residents a simple solution would save them big time in the long run. City officials announced Monday that they would duct tape saran wrap over Chicago's borders to cut down the heating costs. This is an easy, inexpensive way to fix and keep the heat from leaking out into the suburbs, said Mayor Lori Lightfoot, ripping off a 25-mile-long strip of duct tape with her teeth. As an aid below dried a sheet of plastic wrap to remove winkle and keep it taut over the city's perimeter. Most people just crank up the heat without thinking about insulation, but a lot of warmth is escaping into Indiana, and the last time I checked, they weren't offering to split our gas bill. An old city like this is going to get drafty in the winter. That's just a fact, especially this close to the lake. But take a few 100,000 feet of saran wrap, tape it around in Viola. Our costs are nearly cut in half. Careful, don't let it snag on the skyscrapers at press time. Several stray bullets and reportedly punctures in the plastic causing the city's temperature to drop significantly despite the heat being set to a comfortable 68 degrees. So with that, I think you guys kind of get the gist of this. It's just completely made up stories that are really ridiculous. Wayfair shopper who didn't read dimensions would never have bought sofa if she didn't know it was going to be 300 feet tall. Olathe kicking herself for failing to read the product's dimensions. Local woman Annalisa Farrell told reporters Friday that she never would have bought her new Wayfair sofa if she would have known that it was going to be 300 feet tall. Gosh dang it. This is all my fault, said Farrell, who threw up her arms in expiration and groaned as she surveyed the unwanted 720-foot wide sofa, noting the item looked totally normal in the photos online. I guess the lamp that they staged besides it must have been 500 feet tall too. But that's why those guys do it. I feel so stupid. All this hassle just to scuff up the walls and punch a hole in the ceiling. I can't believe it. This is going to ruin the value of my home. At press time, Farrell added, the worst of all, the item was really more of a love seat than a sofa. Poor Annalisa. I feel bad for her if her name isn't just Anna and it's actually Annalisa. No offense if your guys' name is Annalisa, but that's kind of weird having two names in one. But also, these are completely fake stories. All of these are just completely made up, and some of them are really funny. Centuries of agriculture inbreeding produces apple with warped, protruding jaw. Saline, Oregon. In an unsettling development with exciting gasps and whispered horror from local townspeople, Orchard Source reportedly Thursday that centuries of agriculture and breeding had produced an apple with a warped, protruding jaw. They've tried to keep the Granny Smith bloodline pure for 150 years, but nature doesn't like that sort of thing, says Oregon native Eric McCree, who claimed that concerns of overindulging the reputedly superior genetics of the prize cultivar that led local farmers to only cross-pollinate new trees with seeds from the same origin apple. Over time, these insidious onion produce fruits that is mushy and weak. Last year, a whole crop died from blight, but our local orchard still refuses to plant seedlings outside Granny Smith pedigree, insisting that other apples aren't fit and would pollute the lineage. But look at them. Some of them even have tongues. They just stay flopping out of their mouths. At press time, the apple breeders had reportedly secured a powerful alliance by obtaining the promise of grafting between Granny Smiths and Washington State's most prominent Honeycrisps. Okay, that was actually really hard to read. There's a lot of words I don't think most people know. With that, let's keep going with two more. Tom Brady spends first day of retirement studying tapes of people to learn how they work. Tampa, Florida, diligently taking notes of hours of slowed down video footage of future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady reportedly spent his days of retirement Tuesday studying tapes of normal people and to learn how they operate off the field. It's important I study every minute of this. Also, I know what to expect out there, said the 22-year-old NFL veteran. He's definitely not 22 for you guys that don't know. Pausing on a surprise handshake between two middle-aged men before zooming in on the moment, circling the interlocked palms and then rewinding and watching it again. See the way they make firm eye contact here, midway up the torso, both feeling strongly planted on the ground. I think that's going to be the key to winning out there. It almost looks like they're both pulling both corners of their mouth upward in a reverse double hook pattern. I've never seen that before. I'm going to have to run this a few more times in the mirror before I hit the showers. At press time, sources confirmed Brady had been benched after a botched neighborly wave left him with a fractured wrist. Poor Tom Brady. I guess he's 22 years old, and he had a terrible arm injury last time he was waving. With that, let's go into the last one. Biden vows that if Russia invades Ukraine, U.S. will invade one country of equivalent value. I hope you guys know this is completely fake. I don't know about if Russia's going to invade Ukraine. I don't think anyone really knows that. With that, let's get into it. Washington condemned Putin's actions across the region is the strongest possible term. President Joe Biden vows Monday that if Russia invades Ukraine, the United States would invade one country of equivalent value. Should Russia attempt any insertion on Ukraine, the U.S. will not stand down, and we will have no choice but to use our full army military force to invade different yet similar nations, said Biden, adding the U.S. had already investigated several targets with equivalent GDPs, population, land masses to potential invade. Should Russia continue the unsanctioned war, America has troops positioned all over the world, and should Putin's continue his bullying, I will deploy them, one or even several small countries that Russia has zero interest in, but are still valuable. When you add them all up together, Putin, you've been warned. At press time, U.S. troops were stationed along borders of 17 different countries and awaiting further instruction. With that, that's gonna be the whole video. I know all these are really fake. I hope you guys.
My dad used to say, "Whatever is whatever."
I know you guys. I know
never
I
may
have.
be
I
never.
you guys are. And
But it's ever.